If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
What is good? Welcome back to the Flawdcast. I am your boy Flawdzilla, and I'm here with my lovely host Mozilla.
What up, y'all?
This is the last one place on the internet. We are glad that you are here with us today, that you could be here with us today, and you will be too by the end of this video. I guarantee it. All your money back. First and foremost, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you comment for the algorithm. Make sure you hit that subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we drop.
Flawd's thing.
Okay, so this video is another Thomas Sowell video. Yes. And this one is on white liberals.
Word.
And I thought that was I thought that was an interesting topic. So,
triggering topic.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, well, I mean, depending on what gets said, but I think he could drop some gems on it because I'm saying he says the right thing. So
absolutely.
That's why I wanted to see what was going on here. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into this thing, man.
We get it.
Hey. Okay, so I'm just gonna run it back because I had to use that for the intro. And let's get started.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
I had to remind him that he was a black person, so he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook.
Disgusting.
I was about to say, you took the words out of my mouth. That was, bro, you know what kind of entitlement it takes to not only to think a thought like that and take it serious, but then to repeat that shit on camera.
As a white person.
Millions.
Yep, talking about a black person and what they should be doing.
Telling a black person that they ain't black. I had to remind him that he was a black person.
She's such a dirty bitch.
You think him having black skin isn't enough to remind him of that? How ridiculous of a thing that is to say. Oh my,
trash.
She has.
She's been a trash.
She has. Bitch. She's walked this weird line this whole time, bro. I don't know how 50 Cent like dated her. I don't know what that's about, but yo, that's disgusting, bro.
Nasty.
I don't even. Wouldn't you want to have like a?
She's dirty.
No. All right, let's go. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe for Thomas Sowell too.
So Dr. Ben Carson, you may be familiar with him. He's an up-and-coming African-American in the Republican Party. Anyway, he's being taken to task tonight after making some controversial comments on Mark Levin's conservative radio show. Here it is.
You're attacked also in many respects because of your race.
True.
Because you're not supposed to think like this and talk like this. A lot of white liberals just don't like it, do they?
Well, they're the most racist people there are because, they put you in a little category, a little box. You have to think this way.
Yep.
How could you dare come off the plantation?
He's 100% right.
Standpoint.
Yo, he's 100% right. I'm going to be pausing quite a bit, I think, in this video.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's absolutely right. That's the thing. Like, and that just showed what Chelsea Handler and Biden just said.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The man who is the president right now said, if you don't know whether to vote for me or Trump, you ain't black. In a country where you have the freedom to vote and
be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, be whatever the fuck you want to be. Your beliefs are your beliefs. So if the president of the United States says you aren't a black person because you don't vote for him,
even though you're black,
that should be a red flag.
Absolutely.
That should be a giant red flag, if not like the biggest red flag that of his entire fucking campaign.
Agreed.
And the fact that it just got laughed off as a joke, like it's a joke now, but like that shit says a lot about somebody if they say some shit like that and you're the president of the United States. That's how you think the president of the United States should think.
It's like
crazy, and they call Trump racist.
For real, yo. That's sick.
Crazy.
It's sickening.
But yeah, the point that Ben Carson was making, how dare you come off the plantation, is absolutely right. You are a tool for us, black man.
Yeah.
Black person, you are a tool for us, and that is it. As soon as you aren't a tool for us, then you are not black anymore.
Yep.
We say, and I'm white, and I say you're not black anymore because you're not doing what I think you should be doing. If that's not the most racist shit in the world. You
can't think for yourselves.
That's the most racist thing that is like, and it's just, this shit is just widely said. Like, it's fine.
Yep.
Delusions, racism, all types of things. You have to be in place for that to be a belief of yours.
Absolutely.
Man.
As a black American, as far as I'm concerned, it is a high-tech lynching for uppity blacks who in any way deign to think for themselves, to do for themselves, to have different ideas. And it is a message that unless you kowtow to an old order, this is what will happen to you. You will be lynched, destroyed, caricatured by a committee of the U.S. Senate rather than hung from a tree.
Booker T. Washington, his message, his story, his success, the generation that came out of slavery, their successes, that's an inconvenient truth for the political left. So yes, hide Booker T. Washington, hide all those blacks who were successful, hide all the success that took place before affirmative action. Just hide it. Pretend it didn't happen, and then you can believe that blacks are inferior and that only white people can save them.
Black people have never.
That's the thing. See, I didn't really know about Booker T. Washington until that video I showed you.
Yeah.
Gothix's video about the race hustling.
Yep.
And Booker T. Washington, he just the quotes that she used in that video made me it opened my mind to so many more.
I had no idea.
Truths. Just from what Gothix highlighted in that video, where he said that there's people who are actually making money off of he basically what he said was, by focusing on race, it's like a boogeyman. They create a boogeyman by saying race. There's so many racists, and it's like no black person wants to feel racism. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how it was. Now it's like black people are actually being racist out here, but it the way that they scared you into this whole entire thing is by making you focus on race and telling you that is the biggest thing in this country right now. The biggest thing holding you back is your race, something that you can't change. The biggest thing in this country is
thing that matters.
Yes, that's the only thing you need to focus on. Don't worry about building your
a life for yourself.
Building a life for yourself and economically becoming a part of this so you can actually have a voice in this country. Since it's capitalist America, the thing that you need to do is get money. You need to get money and build a company, not sell your soul, obviously, but you need to do what you need to do so then you can actually have a voice, regardless of skin color, regardless of class, all that. Well, not class, but regardless of everything. The one thing that will always speak is money. So what you need to do is get money, and then you will be able to make decisions in this country. And that's basically what Booker T. Washington was saying. They distract you with race because it's a good distraction.
Yep,
you know
easy to control.
It's a boogeyman, yeah. And that shit opened my eyes so much because I didn't even realize it like that.
Me either. I didn't even know who he was before you showed me that video, honestly.
But of course, that they, like she said, they hide him.
Yep.
They hide Booker T. Washington. You hear the name. I've heard the name my whole life. I didn't know what the fuck it meant though.
Wrestler.
Yeah, wrestler Booker T. I've heard this name for my entire life and never thought to go look it up.
Who is he? Yes.
Crazy.
It is. It's so crazy.
They hide it in your face, man.
Never supported, for example,
inferior and that only white people can save them.
Black people have never supported, for example, affirmative action, quotas, anything of that sort. Wherever polls have been taking a black opinion on such matters of should people be paid equally or should there be this or that, black people have never taken a position that you described. So it is not a question of what black people chose to do. It's what you choose to put in the mouths of black people. It is what you choose to project. It is not what any black people have ever said anywhere that you can put your finger on.
To put into the mouth of the pollsters, as far as I can see.
I
look at the leadership of the black community.
Like most people, I have never seen a pollster.
If you look at the leadership of the black
intellectuals in the 1960s.
How are you gonna argue with a black man about the black experience? You know what it takes to do that?
Yo, I can't stand that. I can't.
It's some of the most aggravating, most triggering shit in the world, bro. To see a middle-aged white woman telling a black man who's been black his entire life what he's not realizing about his own experience.
Wild.
That is the craziest shit in the world when she's not realizing something about her own experience. That's the thing. you clearly don't know what the fuck you're talking about because you are trying to fight for people who ain't asking you to fight for them.
Mm-mm.
You're trying to make them feel like victims so you can save them and feel better about yourself.
Wild.
That's what like the lower level liberals and Democrats, like a lot of them do it for that, for the virtue signaling, so they can feel good about themselves.
Disgusting.
The higher ones, the Joe Bidens and Hillary Clintons, they're in it for the money and the power.
Yeah.
But then they control everything by if black people weren't victims, there would be no black Democrats. If black people would get out of that mind state, there would be 0 black Democrats. That's the thing. I think the Democratic Party would be done.
Yeah.
If black people really
Agreed.
realized what the fuck was happening to them in this country.
And that's the thing. I'm a white person, and seeing this people do that shit drives me crazy.
Because you're not a racist.
I can imagine how you I couldn't imagine. I didn't mean to say I could. I couldn't imagine how you feel. Like it's sickening. It's crazy.
It is, man, and it's one of the things that pisses me off the most. I'm not gonna lie.
And they wouldn't even listen to you if you were to be like, "Listen, let me break it down for you," and like try to tell you.
They would tell me
even,
all the time.
Yeah, they wouldn't even listen to you. They'd be like, "No, you still don't know what you're talking about."
You're a mouthpiece for the white people. You're a mouthpiece for racist white people. That's what they'll say.
Yep.
Not that there's any logic in my thinking.
Legit.
But whatever, whatever. If and that's the thing. And now from this day forward, my successes will never be my successes because they'll say that it was because I shuck and jive my way to, you know what I'm saying? Even though this is like, I'm just not a victim. That's literally the only change in my mindset is that I refuse to be a victim.
Watch my videos. And
that's literally the only change in my mindset. I'm still the same person I've always been. I just refuse to be a victim now. But the difference is now that me not being a victim actually hurts their you know what I'm saying, their agenda. That's what it is. And the agenda is it's a self-protecting agenda. So it's like the logic behind the agenda is the echo chamber of everybody else not scaring you, but like pressuring you into believing your beliefs. So you aren't even willing to question them because questioning them is a violation to that side, to that belief. Even asking a question is a violation and will get you called a racist. I'd rather, I'm not going to sit here and be scared in my existence to believe things. Nope. I'm going to believe what I believe. And if that's what makes me a racist, then what the fuck ever. You're redefining words, I guess. Because,
legit.
Like, I know I'm not a racist.
Legit.
Get the fuck out of here.
Promoting the idea that those blacks who exhibited a culture different from the ghetto or black redneck culture were not really authentic blacks. This issue was strikingly demonstrated in a controversy between Irving Howe and Ralph Ellison, growing out of Howe's 1963 article criticizing such black writers as Ellison.
Hold on, let's go back.
Culture. I missed what was those intellectuals in the 1960s began promoting the idea that those blacks who exhibited a culture different from the ghetto or black redneck culture were not really authentic blacks.
Oh, that still happens to this day.
This issue was strikingly demonstrated in a controversy between Irving Howe and Ralph Ellison, growing out of Howe.
Exactly what Biden just said.
Yes, you ain't black.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't understanding. That's Thomas Sowell. That's his book. That's an excerpt from. Okay.
1963 controversy between Irving Howe and Ralph Ellison, growing out of Howe's 1963 article criticizing such black writers as Ellison, whom Howe considered insufficiently authentic or militant. For Howe, the central character in Richard Wright's novel, Native Son, a ghetto black epitomizing the black redneck culture, was authentic, and the more sophisticated central character in Ellison's novel, Invisible Man, was not.
Wow.
Ellison rejected and derided the idea of a white man defining what a black man should be and attempting to confine individual blacks to that stereotype. The notion that the ghetto black was the authentic black not only spread among both white and black intellectuals, it had social repercussions far beyond the intellectual community. Rooting black identity in a counterproductive culture not only reduced incentives to move beyond that culture, it cut off those within that culture from other blacks who had advanced beyond it, who might otherwise have been sources of examples, knowledge, and experience that could have been useful to those less fortunate. But more successful blacks were increasingly depicted as either irrelevant non-members of the black community or even as traitors to it. In turn, this meant that many blacks who had a wider cultural exposure and greater socioeconomic success felt a need to conform, to some degree or another, to a more narrow ghetto view of the world, perhaps using ghetto language in order to prove their identity with their own race.
Wow.
Such social pressures become especially acute for young blacks in the schools and colleges. One consequence of this has been that counterproductive attitudes toward education have filtered upward into black middle-class young people raised in racially integrated middle-class communities such as Shaker Heights, who spend less time on their studies than their white or Asian American classmates, under the overhanging threat of being accused of acting white if they devote themselves to their studies instead of to various social activities in which other black students indulge.
I literally have seen this throughout my whole entire life. Like, but this is also the thing, right? What I was just saying in that feminist video. This lady is still trying to like use that as a reason to get a leg up in society, right? So she's saying the media portrays this whatever, and it creates social pressures, and that's why we deserve a leg up, basically, in society, and it won't be equal until it's legislated our leg up, which is crazy, because this is a mind state.
Absolutely.
This is literally a mind state, regardless of how many incentives you give, no matter how much help you give them, no matter what, the mind state if it doesn't change, it's never going to be enough to make them get out of it, to make them do better. Like you have to realize the issue and become disciplined and work on yourself. You can't just expect people to give you the leg up. And that's exactly the difference between like Thomas Sowell, who's writing this book, and the black people that worship Biden and basically think that they're about to get helped out of this with legislation and money and help with welfare and all this. And instead, you need to just beat the system with yours. Like get out of here, get out of it, be creative and start your own business, do your own thing, become like you can. There's so many different avenues, but they limit you to these avenues. I grew up thinking rap, basketball, like there was no chance for me. Like automatically, school is not even a thing. But obviously, that would have been the right road.
They make
school would have been the road.
Yep, they make you feel like they box you in, and they make you okay. This is all you can do, and if not, then you just get help from us.
Yep,
and
they say
you.
The country has turned you into this. This is what it is.
Yeah,
you have no other choice but to follow this path. Because the country is systemic. It's systemic. It's not has nothing to do with your decisions. But little did I know, I'm watching myself make all these decisions, trying to protect myself from something that's not there. And then I'm just fucking myself up the whole time. And it's crazy how this happens. It's crazy, and they get you young.
Always.
You gotta, like, black people have to realize this.
And teach it to their kids.
And teach it to their kids.
Yep, because they don't teach you this in school.
They have to change the culture themselves. They have to, because there's too many people benefiting from this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's way too many people benefiting from it.
It's crazy.
Fucked. But that's the same thing I was just saying in the other video. If the women just went into the fields, you change it from you start changing it. More women will be a part of the fields if you go into the fields and work harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, if what you're doing isn't enough, work harder. Work harder, because that's how you get ahead in this world. It's not about, please, I'm a victim, go easy on me.
Give me help.
You can't do that. Yeah, give me help or go easy.
Yep.
Because I deserve it. Why should I have to work that hard? Like, no.
Yeah, this was the hand I was dealt.
Yeah,
like,
no. Fucking
I didn't
do your
pick
thing.
This.
Do your thing and make it happen. But yeah, let's keep going.
The painful irony is that those who make this accusation are themselves acting white when they perpetuate a redneck culture from a bygone era. Even such a modern ghetto creation as gangster rap echoes the violence, arrogance, loose sexuality, and self-dramatization common for centuries in white redneck culture, and speaks in exaggerated cadences common in the oratory of rednecks in both the antebellum South and those parts of Britain from which their ancestors came. It is not only the cultural
Did you just hear that? He just said that gangster rap and like ghetto culture like that, like hood ghetto culture is like if it's parallel to redneck culture, like carelessness and doing things illegally to get ahead, and instead of making proper decisions and strategies to build things, and you always take the quick way out, or you take the messy way out, or like and speak in exaggerated crazy ways, and like it becomes its own culture. And but the thing about it is the craziest thing about it is that the people who are a part of this know exactly what it is. Like, you know, before you join a gang
what's gonna happen.
Yeah, like what it is. Like, you know, it's a bad thing to do because you get told not to do it, but then you still do it because you want to be cool or whatever it is. Like, these are choices that don't have to be made, but
they make you feel like you have no other choice.
Yes, exactly. That's the fucked up thing. They literally lock you into it instead of and they don't understand that that's the easy way, but it's also the way that's gonna hurt you the most. It's the easiest decision to make, to fall right in line with what you're supposed to. That's an easy decision, but it's also the fucking the path that's gonna drive you off like into where you shouldn't be. You have to break from the cycle. You have to break from the fucking chains. You have to break the chains, because the lifestyle that they're trying to sell you is slavery. Basically, they're selling you slavery and genocide and drugs and all these things. Like, there's nothing good about them. Yet we glorify them for years and years. Rappers talking about selling it and doing all this shit like it's fun, even though they either ain't living that lifestyle, or if they are, they're fucking ridiculous people.
Yes.
Like, and they make that cool. It doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense that we...
It's a cycle.
It is.
It's
it
hard.
is, man. But like you said, or like we said, the parents have to break the kids of this. They have to be conscious and consciously break the kids of this behavior. Try to, at least. And the more you try, I know that from childhood you can, you know, you really can. If more people really tried to, they could. And I understand this is like it's a whole set up system, but you got to break from it. You got to. If someone can, then you can. Absolutely. If some can, then you can. That's how I feel. Like, if you see one, then two can.
Yeah.
If you see two, then three can.
Yes.
So you're not gonna keep telling me no, it's not possible. No, it's not possible. No, it's not possible. Or like they're throttling it or something. Like, go for it, because that's how they make you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's throttle. Like, there's only a certain amount. Statistically, it's not. No, you can change statistics. Fucking go do it, bro.
Peculiarities of the black ghetto culture, which is in both the antebellum South and those parts of Britain from which their ancestors came. It is not only the cultural peculiarities of the black ghetto culture which has been perpetuated by the identity fetish developed in the post-1960s era. What has also been promoted has been a conformity of beliefs and affirmations among blacks, with those with different viewpoints being banished from consideration intellectually and ostracized.
That's his movie. I forgot. I was like, look, they got a fucking poster calling Larry Elder a fucking Uncle Tom, but that's his movie. They said that they want us to watch. We're gonna try to watch it on the live stream, the 12-hour stream.
Oh, hell yeah.
With those with different viewpoints being banished from consideration intellectually and ostracized socially.
Even though
at least insofar as identity advocates succeed in imposing their straitjacket on others.
Best ideas, but
not only behavioral litmus tests, but ideological litmus tests have been used by those promoting a black.
My bad. I just talked over it for like 10
their
seconds and didn't mean to. What I was saying is, he said that they cut him off from consideration intellectually, which is crazy because that seems like a setup. Like, the person who could have a good answer or a good theory or a good idea for you, you automatically cut him off.
You don't even give him a chance?
Yeah, because that's what the world tells you to do. Like, nope, he's an Uncle Tom. Shut him up. Don't listen to him.
He could have the answers, he could absolutely
help you. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. It's like, shut out the logical ideas. Shut out the like consideration, like things that you should be considering. Crazy.
Socially. At least insofar as identity advocates succeed in imposing their straitjacket on others. Not only behavioral litmus tests, but ideological litmus tests have been used by those promoting a black identity fetish, with those who do not pass such litmus tests being dismissed as not really black. This post-1960s black identity intolerance, promoted by white intellectuals as well as black leaders and activists, is a painful parallel to the post-1830s intolerance among white Southerners against anyone who questioned slavery in any way. Maintaining what has been aptly called an intellectual blockade against ideas differing from those prevailing in the South, antebellum Southerners not only insulated themselves from ideas and viewpoints originating outside the region, but, at the same time, in effect drove out of the South independent-minded people who would not march in lockstep. The resulting narrow and unquestioning conformity of that era led the South into the blind alley of a civil war that devastated wide sections of the region and left a legacy of bitterness that lasted for generations. It can only be hoped that today's narrow intolerance promoted by a black identity fetish will not lead into similarly disastrous blind alleys.
Yo, realness, bro.
That was deep.
That was straight up realness, bro. That was 100% realness. I can't even it just makes me respect this dude even more because he has such a good understanding on so many things.
He gets everything.
It's crazy.
It's like he understands every concept of how things are working and what's happening and why people are doing what they're doing and acting the way they're acting. It's so crazy.
It really is amazing because he's the exact type of figure that the black community needs. You know what I'm saying? Him, Larry Elder, people who are actually spreading knowledge like that. Knowledge separate and different knowledge than what is being pushed right now by your supposed black leaders. You know what I'm saying? Al Sharptons and them, who ain't even doing shit but getting money off of everything and exploiting people.
Yep.
The victim culture gotta stop, bro.
Yeah, it's
really
wild.
does.
And it's crazy because so many people see all this and understand it, and it's why doesn't other people get it?
It's crazy. It's crazy but I kind of understand it because when I was super liberal, I wasn't trying to hear nothing. Nothing about anything. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Everyone was a racist. Everything was racist.
I remember.
And nobody could tell me different. It was like I was looking for things to call racist.
Life
you know what I'm
was
saying?
Wild.
I was looking for things to be racist. See? Racist. See, that's racist right there. See how that's racist? And it's just what the fuck kind of life is that? And that's the thing. Like I said, that Booker T. Washington quote, I don't know exactly what it was that Gothics posted, that Gothics showed on her video. It's even if there is racism, right? It's not systemic enough to stop black people from prospering. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We can still get to it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The racism is more mental.
Minuscule.
And it's more mental. It's it's in a way to make you continue to think that you're a victim.
Yeah.
But their paths out of the hood are there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The lanes that are to good future, you know what I'm saying, are there.
You can get them.
They're just trying to hide them from you, man. They really are.
Unfold them.
They'd rather keep you on the welfare papers, keep you on the TANF and all that because they know you're not going to get out of that.
Yep.
You know, you can't because they only give you enough to survive.
Yeah, and if you make a little bit over, that's another thing. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's just a setup, you know. It's really a setup for you to not be able to do anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Stagnant.
Yep. But yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you be notified whenever we drop. Appreciate you guys for coming through, tuning in. And remember to always stay flawed. Don't you dare try to play flawed. And if you see me in the streets, then you better say, hey, flawed. Hey. Make it easier for me to go to sleep at night. I had a dream that I could do my thing, and everywhere I went the people knew my name. Some people hated on the truth I bring, but now I use the hating just to fuel my plane. I had a dream that I could do my thing, and everywhere I went the people knew my name. Some people hated on the truth I bring, but now I use the hating just to fuel my plane.